Okay. Good morning, everyone, from the SDG studio. This is Mitchell Toomey again. It's great to see you all. I'm glad you made your way back to the venue after that wonderful evening last night. I wanted to introduce a couple of amazing partners that we're going to talk to today. From La Caixa Foundation in Spain, we have Ariadna Bardolet. Thank you. And from the city of Mexico, Mexico City, and in Juve organization, a youth ministry or youth organization within the city. We have Fernanda Olvera Cabrera. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we had another partner that's due to join us, but unfortunately he's otherwise occupied. So we'll have a sit-down conversation with our two wonderful panelists here. So it's probably clear to you now that partnership and finding ways to work with each other and looking for opportunities that are already out there that you can grab onto is the secret to making the SDGs work. And it's how we have our main strategy as a campaign is not to try to do everything and figure out everything ourselves, but to play the role of broker and catalyst so that everyone has the materials and the partners and the understanding that they need. And it wouldn't be a better way to describe that than by talking to a couple of our partners who've done some amazing work on their own, but with the ingredients that the campaign has been able to provide. So perhaps first we can talk to you, Ariadna, about the La Caixa Foundation. Now, I know that I was lucky enough to come to Barcelona what must have been almost 2 years ago for the launch of the My World exhibition that you traveled throughout Spain in different cities. You were generous enough to donate the materials from that exhibit, and they're found here at the festival, the large My World installation, as well as some other things. So tell us a little bit about what your project was about and how you did it.
Okay, so hello, yeah. So first of all, thank you, Mitchell, and thank you for having the opportunity to be here and for this recognition. As you said, La Caixa Foundation started in 2015 with this exhibition, My Wall, that we had the opportunity to have it in the different 7 places, 7 Caixa forums. This is a social and cultural centers that we have in Spain, around the main cities in the country. And the exhibition was visited for more than 75,000 people. And we also have the possibility to organize different activities, especially for a school. We had more than 8,000 students that participate in the different activities, and the main issue was to raise awareness about the SDGs. By that time was the first initiative, the first exhibition that we had in the country. By then, we also align all the programs that we have in La Caixa Foundation. We work in different kind of programs, especially focused on culture, on education, science, research, and also international activities, but mainly social programs. And all these programs are really well aligned with the SDGs, and our main challenge is also to continue moving forward with more activities. We also had the possibility to distribute the survey of My Wall, and it also had a very important success.
Excellent. And how have you found the festival so far? Have you found any inspiration here?
Yeah, I think it's amazing. It's a good opportunity to be here. We wanted to be here last year. We didn't have the opportunity. But I think that it's a very interesting place where you have a lot of possibilities to find new people, to do a lot of network. And I think it's very important that the campaign organized this festival, because it's a good opportunity for everybody to raise awareness about the importance of the SDGs. It's something that also we were speaking with Mitchell, that we need to replicate in other countries and in another, obviously, in another
Absolutely,
places.
and we really appreciate your engagement, because we need to make sure that the Spanish-speaking people around the world have equal access to all of the materials. Now we have, like an event like this, we don't have the translation into Spanish, and that's something that we need to work on. But I think that regionally, it's very valuable to have important companies like yours and foundations really making sure that the SDGs, the ODS, becomes an important part of the culture there too. So I'll be back to you in a minute, but I wanted to turn to Maria from Mexico City. Now, we've been lucky enough to work with you for some time, And by providing some very basic rudimentary tools to you, you've managed to turn those into an enormous social movement and public policy changes in Mexico City. So can you give us a little sense of how that's unfolded?
Well, thank you, Mitchell. Thank you for the invitation. And it is a great honor for us to participate to this festival. This is our first festival, and it's so inspiring. I wish we can come next year. But we've been working with My World since the past 4 years now, and we started all in a very, I believe, as a very innocent project. We started all by mobilizing young people towards the My World. We didn't know exactly what was going to be the impact, but then after 4 years, we can see that it is possible to translate, to pass from My World to a local policy with a huge impact in people's lives. It is very important to adopt the agenda, but in a way that can be measured, that can be observed, and that where people can feel it, feel its impact. To pass from the discussion, from the words, from the speaking to the actions. So that's what we did in Mexico City, and now My World became a great initial point for designing policies. Not only in the way that we've done through the number 3 objective, health and well-being, that it is now translated to the first hospital for emotional well-being for young people.
I think you should go into that a little bit in more detail, because I know you've had a chance to tell that story a couple of times here, but I know it's very important, and I'd love our live streaming audience to hear a little bit about that, the generation that you talked about.
Well, we started all with My World. We reached out 1.6 million voices in local terms, from a local government. That's a great aspect, because local governments should act and should be really not committed, convinced that through My World agenda, through My World survey, they can translate those results into policies. So after we reach out the 1.6 million, we had so many results, we had so many voices, and with a main priority, what has to do with number 3 objective, health and well-being. So we have to do something. We must do something with those results. And we created a policy that had to do with health services orientated to emotional care. And we created a whole model, a clinical model, to treat from broken hearts, depression, anxiety, stress, violence, many kinds of violence, sexual abuse, teenage pregnancy prevention, addictions, from suicide intents. So we created a whole building. We created an infrastructure, a new one, a unique model in Mexico, and I believe around the world. Nobody has its own hospital for well-being, Hospital de las Emociones. Everyone should have it. Everyone. We think, we feel, we act. So that's very important.
I'm inspired by that. I could use a visit after such a stressful event,
Come
a wonderful
on.
event. But
you want me to book you
That's right,
an
yes,
appointment right now?
I'll fly back with you there. But I think that's a very important transfer from popularization and outreach into actual policy. And I think that what you've shown is that it's very much the same thing. If you listen to people and you very give them the dignity of having a voice in the process, the political system and everyone else is very receptive to the will of the people. And if you can show a very clear, quantifiable link between that and policy, it's an outstanding achievement. So thank you very much. And I'll ask you the same question about the festival. What have you found here at the festival that has interested you?
Well, I had the opportunity to share this experience in Mexico City. I can see so many people interested in how we did that. And obviously, we are very committed to share this process. Everyone can apply it. So I feel really inspired. I'm going back to Mexico City to keep on working in My World. We are now working on another survey, which is a survey 2018. So after this survey, we must do everything and encourage everyone to create another policy. And I'm thinking about education, which is one of the other main priorities from young people in Mexico City.
Excellent. Well, it's always inspiring, and just to show the pure passion behind the project and your personal commitment has been fantastic. We couldn't be more proud of you, and so thank you for the work that you've done. I think that there's the La Caixa Foundation works on an enormous number of things, not just in Spain but around the world. Maybe you can talk a little bit about how your work to integrate the SDGs not only into the projects you do but into the whole philosophy of the organization has unfolded.
Okay, as I said, mainly of our programs are focused on social initiative. We work especially on child poverty, on job creation, labor integration. We also have an important line on research. And what we are trying to do is to introduce innovative tools in order to have a better impact, to increase our activity. And also, as I said, we have the possibility to reach more than 11 million people. So it's an important number of people in Spain because the La Caixa Foundation today is one of the most important foundations in Europe. So I think that we have to take advantage of this, and I'm sure we will continue working on the SDGs in order not only to raise awareness internally with our employees, more than 30,000 employees that we have in the group, but also externally with the capacity to reach people through our centers, our these cultural and social centers. Also, we have a science museum and a lot of activities that we are running not only in Spain, but as you said, internationally, in Latin America, in Africa, and in Asian countries.
That's great. We'll wait for the chimes.
Yeah.
So we have...
Take your way to the next session.
I just wanted to make note that we're talking here to a local municipality, a government program, and also a foundation. And we found a singular approach, a singular tool that can be used very effectively in both of those categories. And so that's very rewarding for us because in order for things to scale, they need to be so universal that anyone can use them. So thank you both very much for your inputs. We'd like to give you a very small token of our recognition for your work, and this circle is fun and it's colorful, but it's also symbolic, and it represents something very, very serious. And so while the colors are exciting and the emotions run high when we look at this, we also have to remember how important the goals are behind this. The colors and the fantastic optimism we have can't overshadow the incredible needs that people have around the world for the work that we're promoting. So I'd like to, if I can, just give each of you a moment of presentation. I'm going to put down my microphone. One more for the photos. Great. Well, I wanted to thank you both once again. Wonderful partners. We couldn't do it without you. We're so inspired by the work that you do out in the real world, outside the UN, where it matters. And I also wanted to recognize our AIESEC colleagues. I know your representative couldn't be here, but the organization AIESEC is an amazing partner as well. And we hope to have a chance to tell that story in the future as well.